They say when you fall in love, you don't just fall for the person, you step into their entire world. And that includes their family. But what happens when that family decides you're the enemy? This is the story of Lena, a young woman whose romance seemed promising, until a single 3-day visit from her boyfriend's mother turned her entire relationship upside down. At 25, Lena was finally finding her rhythm in life. She had her own apartment in the city, a steady job she worked hard for, and a growing sense of independence. 4 months earlier, she met Ryan, a 24-year-old law student with an easy smile and big dreams. With him, things felt natural, like puzzle pieces falling into place. They laughed easily, planned small adventures, and talked late into the night. For the first time in a long time, Lena thought, this could really be something. One evening, while cooking dinner together, Ryan stirred the pot of pasta and casually said, "Ryan, so, my mom's visiting this weekend. I think it's time you meet her." Lena's heart skipped. Meeting the mother was a big step. She smiled, masking her nerves. "Lena, I'd love that. I want her to see how happy we are together." She didn't know it yet, but that sentence would come back to haunt her. Friday afternoon, Elaine arrived. She stepped out of the cab in a crisp blazer, heels clicking against the pavement. Her posture was straight, her expression sharp. Her eyes flicked over Lena from head to toe before she gave a thin smile. "Elaine, so, you're Lena. Taller than I expected." That evening, they went out to dinner. On the surface, things seemed fine. Elaine asked polite questions, laughed at Ryan's stories, and clinked glasses. But when Lena mentioned buying herself a new laptop for work, Elaine leaned forward, voice firm. "Elaine, at your age, you shouldn't waste money like that. Women need to be careful. You need to learn to save." Lena blinked, caught off guard. My money, my choice, she thought, but stayed quiet. Ryan quickly changed the subject. The next morning, Lena made coffee for everyone. She handed Elaine her favorite mug, a floral cup gifted by her late grandmother. Elaine held it up, smirked, and said, "This? Looks like something from a thrift store. You should throw it away." Lena's chest tightened, but she forced a smile. Ryan sat silently, sipping his coffee. Later, while shopping together, the criticisms piled up. Every time Lena picked up an item, Elaine had something to say. "That's too flashy. That doesn't suit you. Are you sure you can even afford that?" By evening, Lena felt drained, but still, Ryan said nothing. Sunday, the final day. Over brunch, Elaine finally dropped all pretense. She put her fork down, leaned across the table, and looked straight at Ryan. "Son, I have to be honest. This girl isn't for you. She's not on your level." Lena froze, fork halfway to her mouth. Ryan stared down at his plate. Elaine continued, her voice rising. "If you stay with her, you'll lose your inheritance. You'll ruin your future. Our family will never accept her." Then, turning to Lena, her words turned venomous. "You're too old, too plain. You look like one of those addicts on the street. Honestly, you could pass for a prostitute." Lena's face burned. Her heart raced. She waited for Ryan to speak, to defend her. But he stayed silent, eyes glued to his coffee cup. That silence cut deeper than the insults. When Elaine left later that afternoon, Lena thought things might calm down. But instead, they worsened. Ryan confessed that his mother had been calling nonstop. She called Lena ugly, irresponsible, and beneath him. She reminded him of a wealthy girl back home, someone she claimed fit better and was already interested. Lena, her voice trembling, asked, "And what did you say? Did you stand up for me?" Ryan's answer was a whisper. "You don't understand my mom. If I push back, she'll cut me off." Lena stared at him, realizing she wasn't just fighting his mother. She was fighting his silence. That week, Lena lay awake night after night replaying the scene at brunch. Elaine's voice echoed, ugly, too old, junkie, prostitute. But worse than the words was Ryan's stillness, his refusal to fight for her. Part of her brain whispered, maybe he agreed. The thought twisted inside her like a knife. Desperate for clarity, Lena turned to the internet. She wrote out her story on a relationship forum, detailing every insult, every silence, every wound. Responses flooded in. One user wrote, "He showed you who he is. Believe him." Another was harsher. "He let her humiliate you and said nothing. That silence is his choice. Walk away." For the first time, Lena felt validated. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't overreacting. Other people saw the truth she was too scared to admit. Days turned into weeks, but Elaine didn't let up. She called Ryan daily, pressing him to leave Lena. One night, Ryan came home pale and exhausted. "Mom thinks we should take a break. She says she has someone better for me." Lena's heart dropped. Her voice cracked. "This isn't about your mom, Ryan. This is about you. Do you love me enough to stand up for me?" The silence stretched. His eyes darted away. That silence was her answer. The next morning, Lena started packing. Ryan rushed in, panicked. "Please don't do this. She'll come around eventually. Just give it time." Lena shook her head, tears streaming. "If you can't protect me now, you never will. Love isn't about convenience. It's about loyalty. And you chose silence." With her suitcase zipped, she walked out, leaving not just Ryan's apartment, but the entire battle his mother had created. The first week on her own was brutal. Lena cried, doubted herself, replayed every memory. She wondered if she had overreacted. But then she remembered the comments online, the strangers who had told her what she already knew deep down. Silence can be as cruel as words, and slowly her tears dried into resolve. Lena began focusing on herself again. Work, friends, her passions. She replaced the echo of Elaine's insults with her own affirmations. She told herself, "I am enough. I am worthy. I don't need anyone's approval to live my life." The memory still stung, but it no longer defined her. Lena's story is a harsh reminder. Sometimes the battle isn't just with people who dislike you. It's with the silence of the ones who claim to love you. Silence is a choice. If someone won't defend you when you're being torn down, they've already made their decision. True love isn't only about attraction or laughter. It's about protection, loyalty, and standing together when it's hardest. And sometimes the bravest act of love is walking away from someone who refuses to stand by you. What about you? If you were in Lena's place, would you give Ryan another chance? Or would you walk away at the first sign of silence? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.